How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're opening up one of the newest packs for Marvel Champions, that is Nova. Now, we do want to give a little heads up. We did mention in another video, we do have an extra copy of Ironheart, which opened in that video if you want to see how her deck works. Please let us know down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you know when we give this away. But let us know down in the comments how you think we should give away this extra pack of Ironheart. Maybe we'll do it as a milestone giveaway. We're about 1,600. Maybe we can get to 2,000 subscribers. We'll do that as a giveaway. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and flip up the camera. We'll go through the Nova pack and see how his deck works. All right, so there we go. That is the Nova pack. So we are doing the overhead cam. I think I've got the focus situation under control. I hope the lighting is good. If not, work in progress. Once we get our new house, so we are moving. I plan to get everything set up more permanently, which will make a lot of this a lot easier. Probably definitely need some additional lighting because I have noticed even when we do regular gameplays, when the camera's pulled down, zoomed in a little bit, it's a little bit darker than I'd like it to be. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get into this Nova pack. That isn't why you came here, wasn't to hear me ramble. So here is Nova. So we'll go ahead and start with his civilian side. So Sam Alexander Nova, 3 civilian. Alter ego action, spend 1 resource of any type, search your deck and discard for his helmet, add it to your hand. If you use a wild resource, you get to actually put it in play. Nova, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense. So he's kind of weak to start off as. He's one of those acceleration ones where you basically want to add more to him. Response, after you use one of his basic powers, which is those, then you can ready the Supernova helmet. We'll go through the Supernova helmet to see how that, impacts the gameplay. But the nice thing is that also includes during a defense action. So a lot of them where the response is after a basic, like Spider-Gwen, which I've got sitting over here in the Sinister Motives, you can do a lot of comboing with her cards, right? So we do have Miss Marvel here, which of course means that if you play Miss Marvel with this, you can't have both at the same time because they do have the same sub-name, Kamala Khan. So 3/1/1, not very strong. 3, her response, after you play an event, exhaust Miss Marvel and deal 1 damage to her, return that event to your hand. So basically it's a recycle ability. 1, force field protection, superpower, hero interrupt. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent 3 of that damage. If you pay for this card using a wild resource, deal 3 damage to the enemy. So you can see a lot of his revolve around these wild resources. And he does have a couple cards in here that gives him additional wild resources. 2, threat, superpower thwart. Double the number of wild resources generated while paying for this card. Action, thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme. So yeah, so you basically, when you generate wild resources, you can double generate, which basically means this is free. So it's got another card in here. I can't remember what the name of it. We'll get to it. But it basically allows you to generate wild resources. And if you're using it for this, it basically makes this card free, pretty much. Or if you generate 2, then it's going to generate 4 and so forth. 2, pot shot, attack, superpower. Same thing, double the number of wild resources generated while paying for this card. And deal 4 damage to an enemy. So basically the opposite of the thwart one. Unleash the Nova Force. Max 1 per round until the end of the turn. Nova defeats an enemy or removes the last threat from a card. He gets to ready and draw 1 card. So again, you can only use that once. They do give you 2 of them though. Connection to the World Mind. Connection to World Mind does not count towards hand size. So this is a free wild card in your hand. 2 of those. Jesse Alexander, his father. Although I'm reading in the comics, and I remember his father came back, although this is showing him when he's or that's his sister, so it's his dad with the sister. So I don't know if this was his dad, but in the comics, and it's been a couple years, so this isn't spoilers for anybody. His dad was actually a clone that was sent to find the helmet and get it back to him, or find his actual dad. Weird storyline, and turned out to be a clone. Then he went out to find his dad, and that's where I currently am, so I don't know if he's found his dad yet. Alter ego action. Exhaust Jesse, shuffle 1 copy of Connection to the World Mind, which is those wilds, from your discard into your deck, and you get to draw 1 card. So here's the Supernova helmet armor. Nova gains the aerial trait, resource, exhaust Supernova to generate. Okay, so this is what I meant. You get to generate a resource. So even if you defend, you're going to have a wild resource for the following turn. Or, well, generated resources end at the end of the round. So if you don't have that resource left, then yeah, I think you got somebody else will have to let me know in the comments and let you guys know. I think generated resources end at the end of the round. First ally is the Locust. 2 ally 1/1/2 champion. Play only if you have a champion. Very similar to Ironheart, right? Hero response after the Locust enters play, add 1 aggression red event from your discard pile to your hand so you can recycle your events. Chase him down as an old card, cost 0. After your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat. So basically, you want to attack the minions, right? You want a bunch of minions out so that way you can just keep doing attacks and thwarts. Pitchback. Aerial attack, play only if you have the aerial trait. Hero response after your hero attacks, deal 4 damage to an enemy. So basically it's like a double attack. Got 3 of those. No quarter attack requirement needs to be paid for with a fighting resource. Hero action, deal 4 damage to an enemy for each point of excess damage done to that enemy by this attack. Discard the top card of your deck and add each aggression red card discarded to your hand. So basically, if you can do an overkill, it's going to give you some additional drawn cards during that turn. 1 by 1. See, now that's what I want to see. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur as a set. Attack, hero action, deal 2 damage to each enemy. If it defeats an enemy, deal 2 damage to another enemy. And then I have my no quarter, so these must be out of order. Yeah, that was 13. And then, yeah, so 2 no quarters, 3 1 by 1s. Power aggression, that's your double wild. Well, double aggression or single wild. Fluid motion, skill, hero response. After you play an attack event, exhaust this card. Your hero gets +1 attack until the end of the phase, max 1 attack. All right, there's 3 of those. Home technique skill requires 2 science, max 1 per player. Interrupt when you would take an aggression attack event. If you paid using a science resource, increase the amount of damage the event deals by its printed cost. See, I feel like that could be hard because you had to pay with 2 science just to play this, and then you need another science for an attack event. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4 this card, 5 the attack event. I don't know how easy that would be to pull off. It says max 1 per player, but there's 3. I'm confused. Or is the requirement max 1 per player? Somebody else can contribute to this cost? I've not looked up these requirements. This is something newer that I just noticed in the last 2 decks. So somebody else got to let me know. But here we go. We do have Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur here, though. 3 ally, 2 and 2 champion, genius. Play only if your identity is champion or genius. So of course she could work with Ironheart. Response, after you play Moon Girl from your hand, draw 1 card for each science resource used to pay for her. Everyday hero, so this is the one where you get the wild resource. Everyday hero, while the identity is civilian card, this card can be spent for any player and gains a text response. After you spend this card for a player, heal 1 damage for that player. So basically you're giving another player your resources. So that's got to be what that other thing means. But you got 3 of those. Champion's mobile bunker. Champion vehicle, hero action, exhaust champion's mobile bunker. Choose an identity with the champion trait. That player controls identity, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. So kind of a refresh. All right. His obligation, Way to the World. Give to Sam Alexander. While this card in play, Supernova helmet cannot be readied. Alter ego action, exhaust Sam Alexander, remove this obligation. So basically normal, right? You need to exhaust and then it gets rid of it. Warbringer is his nemesis. So 1 scheme, 3 attack, brute and Chitari, 5 hit points. Forced to interrupt when Warbringer attacks you, he gets 1 attack for that attack for each card with a printed wild resource in your hand. That attack gains overkill. Wow. So yeah, having those wild cards and not using them can come back to hurt you. Ward delivery. When revealed, you may spend a wild resource. If you do not, the villain and Warbringer each attack you, even if you are in alter ego form. Ooh. Boost. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for each card with a printed wild resource in your hand. So similar to the Ironheart, because I did the Ironheart, that dealt around the lightning resource. This is dealing with the wild resource. I like that. It's kind of neat that they are kind of specializing in them a little bit. Surge, when revealed, discard X cards from the top of the encounter deck, where X is equal to the total number of cards printed on your wild resources in your hand, cards under your control, and in your discard pile. So basically anywhere you have a wild resource. And then the side scheme, When revealed, each player discards one card they control with a printed wild resource. For each card discarded this way, place one threat here. And then, of course, it also has the extra encounter, right? All right, so stop. So everything past this, it can be used to make another deck with Nova or any other deck that you own. So if you wanted to try Justice or Protection or something with Nova, these are usually good cards to add. It also has the new module that you can add, which was new with some of the newer sets like Ironheart and Nova, that you can just mix into any game. So Yaw and Roll. Play only if your identity has the aerial trait. Hero response thwart. Your hero thwarts remove 3 threat from the scheme. Height advantage, aerial and tactic, while your identity has aerial, reduce the amount of damage you take from each enemy by 1. Forced interrupt, when your turn begins, discard this card. Okay, so the upgrade is only good for 1 turn. All right, and then here is his is Armadillo is the added scheme. So side scheme, Armadillo, each enemy with a tough status card gets +3 attack. So you don't want tough statuses out there. Rollin', +2 attack. Attach to Armadillo. If Armadillo is not in play, search the deck and discard pile for Armadillo. Put him in play, engage with you, then attach this. So no matter what, he's coming into play and you're attaching it. And then while Armadillo has a tough status card, characters cannot defend against his attack. Armadillo, brute, toughness. So he comes in with toughness, 2, 1, 2, 8 hit points. Wow. Armadillo can have any number of tough status cards. Force response, after Armadillo activates against you, give him a tough status card. So he's just going to keep adding a tough status card. So you have to be able to attack him twice in a turn. Tough and Tumble, when revealed, alter ego, each enemy with a tough status card schemes. No enemy activated this way, it surges. In hero form, each enemy with tough status card attacks you. If no enemy attacks, it gains surge. Tough It Out, when revealed, give Armadillo and the villain each a tough status card. If 1 or fewer tough status cards were given out, it gains surge, and there's 2 of those. So that's the Nova deck. If you want to see the gameplay, we did play this with Sinister Motives. If you'd like to see us take up Nova or, well, even Ironheart in another gameplay, let us know which villain you would like to see them go up against. Again, if you would like to know about when we give away the extra Ironheart pack that we have, let us know down in the comments how you think we should give it away. Hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I think a 2,000 subscriber goal, that might be a good way to give this away. Maybe some other things along with it. Maybe. Usually we do them for charity, so we may just do it as a charity giveaway. Either way, guys, until next time, peace.